The Chicago Bulls get a much-needed win and break their 7-game losing streak with a win over the Charlotte Hornets, 129-126. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today, y'all. And yeah, our Bulls got a dub, y'all. The Bulls got a dub, which is major. It's big. I'm glad that the Bulls are able to get a win today against the Charlotte Hornets, 129-126. And I'm going to talk about one of the key things that Billy Donovan did in this game that really made a difference in the fourth quarter. Most of you guys are going to already know what that means. But without that, we were led in scoring today by Josh Giddey, who scored 26 points, going 10 to 17 from the field. He also had 11 assists, 7 rebounds. He did have 4 turnovers and a steal in this game as well. Josh Giddey continues to be a player that is really freaking frustrated in this time. And I love to see Josh Giddey frustrated because when the Bulls started making mistakes in the fourth quarter after getting the lead down, Josh Giddey was one of the first players looking like, what are we doing? Stuff like that. And so, the Bulls do lack a leader. And, you need somebody to step up in that. And it was good to see Josh Giddey in this moment, in this game, understand the seriousness of the moment and really kind of step up and try to be a calming factor for this team and help get them the dub. And that's really what happened. This was a game in which the Bulls had a major run in the fourth quarter. They go 9-2 in the fourth quarter and then finish the game on a 17-13 run to help seal the game. They ended the third quarter on a 14-4 run as well. Zach Collins was so important in this game. And Billy Donovan, I got to give him credit. One thing Billy Donovan did in this game is he benched Nikola Vučević in the fourth quarter of this game. This is something that we have been saying that should have happened when Jalen Smith was playing well. Clearly, Billy Donovan trusts Zach Collins more than Jalen Smith because he rolled with Zach Collins in the fourth quarter of this game, and it really did make a difference. Zach Collins' energy in this game, and we'll talk about Coby scoring, we'll talk about Josh Giddey scoring, but it was Zach Collins' energy in the fourth quarter of this game that made such a big difference in this game. Nikola Vucevic did not play a single second in the fourth quarter of this game. Not a single second in the fourth quarter of this game. Zach Collins played 6 minutes, and in that time, he had a +5 in this game. He had rebounds. He got 4 rebounds in just the fourth quarter of this game, fighting for those rebounds. 2 assists he had in that as well. Like Zach Collins' toughness, it made so much difference for this Bulls team in the fourth quarter of this game, and that just shows a level of awareness because usually Billy Donovan rolls with Nikola Vucevic regardless, right? So it was good to see that. As a matter of fact, in the second half of this game, Vooch only played 7 minutes in the second half. Only 7 minutes in the second half of this game, and it was a good level of awareness for Billy Donovan to realize this is not where you want to play Nikola Vucevic. This is not where you want to play Vooch. And so I got to shout out to that and give him credit for that and what we ended up doing in this game and how we made that difference. And I love seeing that. Isaac Okoro as well, as we get a super chat on that. I'll use this to segue into that. Okoro really made a big difference. Wow, absolutely. On both sides of the ball. Isaac Okoro today, 15 points, going 7 of 11 from the field, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. But you got to watch this game. There were times where Isaac Okoro's energy had him getting steals, going after loose balls, those type of things. Like Okoro, this was the perfect version of Okoro, right? And I said it when Okoro was struggling. I know that Billy Donovan is going to want to wait to see what Isaac looks like with Coby White in the starting lineup because those shots are going to get even easier for him, right? Now, it's one game. We can't say very much after one game, but after missing Isaac Okoro for a while, him coming back in with this type of energy and playing this well with Coby White, of course, it's something that I want to see how much of this is going to continue for the team. But so far, I got to give them the credit. Isaac Okoro, Coby White looked really good together today. Love seeing the chemistry between those two guys and the play on the court. Every starter got it, scored in double figures today. One of the things when the Bulls were on their 5-game winning streak, we talked about how we were averaging at that point 6 players in double figures. We got exactly that today. 15 points from Isaac Okoro, 10 points from Anas Buzelis, 13 from Nikola Vučević, 20 from Coby White, 26 from Josh Giddey, and then Zach Collins and Patrick Williams with 16 points each. We had 7 players in double figures today, and that is how the Chicago Bulls have to win basketball games. It's just no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. If the Bulls want to win, they're going to have to do it through committee. They're going to need every player to step up and play their role and have a big game, and that leads us to the next one. Patrick Williams today, 26 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block. Patrick Williams, the plus minus was 0 for him. Take that for what you will. Plus minus isn't the end all be all. But Patrick Williams had himself a game today as a role player, and it was really good to see Patrick Williams have this type of game. Again, for Patrick Williams, he started off the season being pretty solid in his role, came down a couple of notches, but P. Will played really good in this game, and both the Carolina boys, both Patrick Williams and Coby White had big impacts in this game. Coby scores 20 points. He goes 6 of 15 from the field, only 1 of 4 from three-point range. Coby has not really found his groove from 3 yet this season. Hopefully he does. He did get to the free throw line 9 times, which is an important part for Coby White. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, only 2 steals from him. And the Bulls in this game overall, they took care of the ball better. 12 turnovers today for the Chicago Bulls. For a period of time that we were averaging almost 20 turnovers per game. The Bulls keep the turnovers down in this one. The Bulls win the hustle areas. 80 points in the paints compared to 66 for the Chicago Bulls. They had 20 second chance points compared to 15 for the Charlotte Hornets. We had 45 points off the bench compared to 23 for the Hornets. 13 turnovers in this game. The Charlotte Hornets had 9. We had 9 points off turnovers. They had 15. And the Bulls kept the fouls down as well. Overall in this game, the Bulls shoot 56% from the field today and 35% from 3. Really solid shooting. We were 78% from free throw range. We got to get those free throws together. 15 and 19 doesn't sound bad, but they're free throws. You typically want to see your free throws 80% and above. The Bulls got to tighten that up a little bit. But, hey, the Chicago Bulls won a game, and they did it as a team, and they started off with some really good energy. They didn't maintain that energy throughout the full game, so I won't say that it was the energy that we typically want to see from a full game for them, but I do think they did an admirable job today in how the Bulls performed today, and I got to give them credit for it. Shout out to the Chicago Bulls for finding a way to win this basketball game. And yeah, it sucks that it came down to the wire yet again for the Chicago Bulls against a team like the Hornets that has 7 wins on the season. But, hey, we only got 10 now wins on the season, so we can't really be turning our head down. A 40-point fourth quarter by the Chicago Bulls. 40 points in the fourth quarter. Huge from that one, man. Really, really feel good that the Bulls finally got in the dub column, because that's what's needed. We needed wins by any means necessary. Now, let's build off what went right today, right? And I think one of those things is Coby and Josh Giddey combining for 46 points. Solid. Combined for 46 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists. I like that. I like that stat line from your starting backcourt. I think that's a solid stat line. But Nikola Vucević, if Vooch ain't cooking, if he doesn't have the matchup, and I will give Vooch credit today. There were times where Vooch recognized Ryan Kalkbrenner could not guard him, and he went right out Ryan Kalkbrenner. But as we've seen this season, Vooch is far too much of a defensive liability to be out there in fourth quarters of close games. And Billy Donovan recognized that and got his ass up off the court. That's a good recognition there from Billy Donovan. Love to see that. Outside of that, Trey Jones played 25 minutes with 6 points. Solid, right? But he didn't score very well, but he did have 5 assists in that time and 2 rebounds. Organizing that offense, he did a really good job in that. 14 minutes from Dalen Terry, 2 points in that. He was -3 on the court. But really, this came down to Zach Collins, Patrick Williams playing really good off the bench, with Trey Jones also giving some really good minutes in this bench time. And I'll say this, Jalen Smith played 17 minutes. I think he gave you a solid 17 minutes. He had 10 rebounds in 17 minutes to Jalen Smith have. I know the points weren't there. He only scored 5 points. But the thing with a player like Jalen and any role player is you want to find a way to contribute something every time that you're out there, right? Find a way to impact the game in some way. As a role player, if you can impact the game every game in some shape, form, or fashion, you're doing your job as a role player. And that's what Jalen Smith is for this team. He's a role player. And so he came out, he played 10 rebounds is really important. The Chicago Bulls had 44 rebounds in this game. And we know that the Bulls rebounding has been one of the Achilles heels of this team. We out-rebounded the Charlotte Hornets today by 13 rebounds, which is really, really good to see. The Charlotte Hornets as well, let me double check that. I don't think they had a lot of offensive rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. The Charlotte Hornets only had 8 offensive rebounds today. 8. And off those 8 offensive rebounds, they got 15 second chance points. So, tightening up there. I like to see that. It's, the Bulls are improving. But overall, the Bulls got to win. And I know the pro tankers aren't going to like this and the people that want to see us lose and get the best draft picks. But like I've said, this front office has no interest in tanking. This front office has no interest in doing any of that. And so, hey, this Bulls team got a dub. I'm so glad we got Collins and Smith back. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And hey, Patrick Williams was not terrible at all today. Shout out to my brother Vaughn. Says, since the offseason, I've been saying Vooch needed to go, and we've been seeing exactly why. Collins isn't even an amazing player, and look how much of a difference a player like him makes. Learn faster, Billy. And look, Vaughn, go to the Discord and tell them, for everybody that's like, oh my God, you got to have this passing and this ability to stretch the floor to be a center for the Chicago Bulls. Zach Collins did hit a 3 today. So there you go on that one, right? But it's not like Zach Collins was hanging out at the 3-point line every single game. He wasn't doing that, and he got it done. And so it goes to show you with toughness, physicality, and just understanding your role and how it helps the team. Because Zach Collins isn't the passer that Nikola Vučević is or was at one point. He's not the scorer that Nikola Vucevic is or was at one point, but he had a huge impact for this team because of the way that he was able to go out there and just play his role and give energy consistently. Wayne Hold in the building says, well, Okoro out is why we've been weak. He shows us how to play D. I disagree with that because there have been games that we won where Isaac Okoro's defense was terrible. But you want to have as many defenders as possible out there. Now, keep in mind, this was a win without LaMelo Ball being there. Now, some people might tell you that may work because LaMelo is a player that doesn't necessarily play winning basketball all the time, but yeah. Things look different when you have a defensive center. And listen, Zach Collins isn't even amazing defensively, but you know what he gives is effort defensively, right? And that goes to what I say when I talk about how a lot of defense, I'm not saying all defense, but a large portion of defense is just being willing to make to give the right effort. We've seen Vooch just not rotate out, or at times people just blow by him. Zach Collins is not going to do that. If you try to get past Zach Collins, he's going to try to get in the way if he can. Now, he's also going to not try to foul you intentionally or something like that, but he is going to try to make his presence felt and try to deter you from the rim. Nikola Vucevic is just like Mariah Mills. He's just giving it up. He's just giving it up. And so, at the end of the day, having players like Jalen Smith and Zach Collins out there to actually try to give you something, there you go on that one. Just imagine if we had Io tonight. Oh, that's another point too. We didn't have Io tonight. I didn't even think about that, bro. Great point there. Great point. Pat Williams played different when he's back home. He does. Him and Coby both play different when they're back home. Let's start a new losing streak. Oh, here you go. So glad we won. By the end, I was sick to death of hearing the name Knipple. Yeah, Knipple's a dog. He's an absolute dog. He's a dog. Props to Billy finally not playing Vooch when he wasn't doing much and challenging that last call. That was a big, and you have nothing to lose at that point, right? So I'm glad Billy Donovan made that challenge and that it went in our favor because, with the way that Conker Nipple can hit those threes, and I just don't know if I'm not saying we don't still win the game, but I do think it goes to overtime if that foul call is upheld and we don't challenge that and he goes to the free throw line. Yun says, and Hayes, Bulls didn't commit fouls in the third quarter. That's a great call out. Great call out there. Been saying we need a free throw clinic. Hey, listen. Real Deshaun says, bro, how Vooch get out rebounded by both bench centers? He has to be out of the starting lineup, and it's pure incompetence. Listen, I don't think the Bulls are going to bench him. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. But listen to what I'm saying here. In no way am I saying that I disagree with you. I'm just saying that I don't think that they do it. I don't think Billy Donovan benches a vet like Nikola Vučević. I don't think they do it, at least before the trade deadline. I think they're going to still hold out some hope that Vooch wakes up out of this and maybe reinvigorates his trade value just a little. But I agree with you. At this point, like if this continues, right, this is the first game we've had Zach Collins and Jalen Smith healthy, if I'm not mistaken, this season. And so if both those guys keep playing like that, it is what it is, man. Okoro and Collins, heart and soul of the defensive intensity. And Trey definitely is a player that gives defensive intensity too. Doesn't always hit shots or take the open shots, but defense, Trey Jones gives a lot of effort defensively. Hayes, I see you wearing Bulls gear. Yeah, oh yeah. I had a battle of the soul before this game if I was going to wear Bulls gear or not. When we were live during the game, I ultimately decided, hey, the Bulls took a break. Let's come back. Let's try to start fresh. And I wore Bulls gear today. We got a dub. So there you go. Vooch has been our second best player behind Giddy. He's not been the second best player this season at all. Vooch has been bad all season long. Go and look at every metric. We have been worse when Nikola Vučević has been on the court literally since the beginning of the season. 82% of his shots are assisted. He's not assisting enough. His rebounding was one of the lowest of his career. Vooch has not been our second best player at all this year. I don't know what basketball you've been watching. Ayo Dosunmu has been our second best player this year. Nikola Vučević has not been that. We don't need points. Get them boards. That's a fact, too. Hayes is back in Bulls gear. The earth is back on its axis. That is hilarious. That is funny. Hayes, do you realize this is the first half of the game? Patrick Williams led us in rebounding, and Vooch didn't even get his rebound into the second quarter. I mean, listen, none of that is surprising at all, man. None of that is surprising. DeAndre says, good win, Bulls. Finally, Bears, your turn to bounce back and win. Hey, listen, the Bulls and the Bears play on Sunday, so let's hope we don't get another Sunday of double Chicago losses. Maybe they can rebound and we can get double Chicago wins for once. Watching this game, it looked like Zach Collins was playing like man, where Vooch is playing like a pussy. Ooh, Jesus, he went right to the pussy. It's like Vooch is allergic to hustling. I hope he changes. I mean, at this point, I think Vooch is what he is, man. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Good to see the Bulls drip is back. Hey, listen, and best believe I've gotten some new drip. I just haven't worn it. So you know, I think I don't know if I've ever. I don't think I've ever worn this before. What's frustrating is that the Bulls show in games like this, they aren't inherently bad. They just made tons of unforced errors in the streak, and the biggest being in with Vooch, addition by subtraction. It was more than just Vooch. I'm not even going to pile on and act like it was just Vooch. Vooch wasn't even the biggest negative. It was the lack of energy. Because you see, like in this game, Vooch played bad in the stretch. Now, we were able to sit him, but the Bulls play with a lot better energy throughout this game. I think even in games where Vooch doesn't necessarily give you the best output, if you lock in and this team is giving effort every other place, we win some of these games. So, SP says, I didn't think Billy was going to challenge that foul. Also didn't expect him to keep Collins in. Billy finally got his bubble gum in order for once. Billy Donovan coached the game today, man. He still made some rotation things that I looked at, but, you know, it is what it is. Vooch got to go. He doesn't lead, shows no fight, no defense, can't block, and doesn't post up. Listen, if you were wrong on any of it, I would tell you. You ain't wrong at all. So we saw some double big lineups. How much did we see of that today? Give me a second. I just want to see how much of that did we see. Give me 1 second to pull up my lineups. Ooh, where we at? Let's look at lineups. Chicago Bulls on off. Let's put Zach Collins and Jalen Smith both on. So we got 10 minutes. So out of the 10 minutes and 21 seconds, we got of Jalen Smith and Zach Collins on the court. In those 10 minutes, we had a plus minus of +9. We had a net rating of +45, an offensive rating of 135, and a defensive rating of 90. God damn it. That's your closing lineup from now on. That is your closing lineup from now on until proven otherwise. That double big lineup made a huge difference for the Chicago Bulls today. A huge difference. Great call out there, Jamil. Great call out, brother. Last season, Trey Jones was hitting at least open threes. Hope he finds his three-point stroke again. Him and Coby. Like as much as Coby has, his averages look good, he has not shot the three ball well this season. Now, but he's shooting more free throws, right? So Coby White, the most number of free throws he ever averaged in his career was a little over 4. He's averaging 8.5 free throws per game this season. So the reason why you're seeing Coby's averages still be really good is because while his 3 ball's not falling, he's been getting to the free throw line, right? If Coby can also start hitting the 3-pointers at a better rate and keep up that free throw rate, you're probably looking at Coby White averaging 25, 26 points per game easily if he's able to do that. So, we'll see what happens there. Vooch ain't changing. Man's 35. He is what he is. He's saving himself for a trade. Well, see, that's the thing. You can't save yourself for a trade. Nobody is trading for Nikola Vučević while he's playing this bad. Nobody is trading for Nikola Vučević for trading this bad. Jesus wouldn't take Nikola Vučević back home with Nikola Vučević playing this bad. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to lie. I want Vooch and Coby gone. I'm done with both of them. Well, if you want Coby isn't even in the same. Y'all made the determination before the season came in. We've been a better team on the court with Coby on there all season long. Go look at the metrics yourself. If you think I'm capping, go look at the advanced metrics yourself. Our offensive rating was much better. We're scoring 10 points extra per 100 possessions when Coby White's on the court. We're outscoring teams by 4 points when Coby White's on the court. Coby White has not been what's held this team back. And that's just a bad narrative that people decided coming into the season when they saw the Bulls go on a 5-game winning streak and Coby was out. People already decided that when Coby White came back, whatever happened, it was Coby White's fault. And just the metrics, the numbers, nothing backs that up at all. Nothing backs that up. I'm all for legitimate criticism and critique. I'm not for bad targeted narratives. That's just something I'm not for. Yeah, in our streak of wins, it seemed like everyone was playing well. In our streak of losses, almost everyone looked bad. Can't say it was one player either way. Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. Vooch has been bad. But I'm not going to blame the Bulls' whole losing streak on Nikola Vučević. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, Coby has only scored less than 20 once this season. I feel like he's getting his legs on. And that's a great point, too. He is still, like, as much as, it's been a long period of time since he came back, there's no simulation for NBA games. There's just no simulation for that. So hopefully Coby is going to get his legs back under him. But we've seen really good shooters have bad seasons of shooting. So, that's a thing, too. Oh, and I also realized we didn't have Kevin Huerter in this game either. Right? Did Kevin Huerter play in this game? Yeah, I don't think Kevin Huerter played in this game. So we were without Io and Kevin Huerter in this game. Okay. All right. Your channel and Bulls Central YT going to hit tomorrow in the morning when discussing about Vooch off the floor in the fourth. For a vet who called the team soft, he needs to look in the mirror at himself. Here's the thing. I don't even think that Vooch is necessarily soft. The nigga just is slow, bro. Like, Vooch is I don't think Vooch is a tough human being. I believe that. He just is dumb. Like, he's just basketball deficient. Simple, just buy out Vooch, a win-win. No, they're not buying out. And you got to keep in mind, a player has to agree to a buyout. And Vooch has no reason in the last year of his deal to agree to a buyout less than his full contract. The Bulls are not going to pay him a full $20 million just to walk away. It's not going to do it. Khan is actually a beast, could definitely win rookie. Oh, if Khan doesn't win rookie of the year, it's going to be like when LeBron won rookie of the year over Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony should have won rookie of the year that year. No knock to LeBron's rookie season. If Cooper Flagg wins rookie of the year, it's because of narrative. Con Knuckle has been the best rookie this season. Now, Derek Queen is coming on a lot lately, and he's going to make that interesting case too. But yeah, I not to say the Coop's had a bad season per se. I just don't think he's played like Khan has. Khan has been the reason why the Hornets have won probably at least 3 of those 7 games that they've won. Right? Easy to be an armchair expert and talk shit about Vooch. No, it's not armchair expert. I'm actually looking at the actual analytics and the stats. Give me a analytic that shows that Vooch has been the Bulls' best second player. Analytics are objective. Those are objective. Those are objective numbers that come from the results of how you're playing on the basketball court. Give me something substantial, Peter. Give me something substantial. I'll wait for it. Bulls can save money on a buyout after the deadline if Vooch agrees. KC floated the possibility before. He didn't see. This is where we have to. Words matter. KC Johnson did not fill out the idea. Wait, no. He mentioned that there was a buyout. So what happened is that Jake Fisher mentioned that a buyout is more likely, but he said that more so to say that that's how unlikely a Vooch trade was. Casey Johnson then commented on that report, but it's not like Casey Johnson was like, yeah, the Bulls are thinking about buying out Nikola Vučević. Of course, anything's possible. I just don't think it's likely. It's just the stuff he does, Hayes, like him today jumping into a guy that already landed to draw a foul, dribbling the ball off his feet and just losing it, acting like he's Superman and driving on three guys. Okay, yeah, but you can't show me a scorer in the NBA who doesn't do that sometimes. LeBron did that at sometimes in his prime. It just is. Like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like scorers do that. If you're talking about Coby White, scorers are going to do that. There's not a single scorer in the NBA who hasn't had those moments. So if you're looking for somebody who's not going to come in and do that, if they don't do any of those things, chances are they're not a good scorer. Stats are over. I didn't say stats. I said analytics. See, this is how I know you're not listening. Analytics are different from stats. Stats are what you see on the basketball court. Those are the numbers that what you see on the basketball court. Analytics is how it happens. So again, Peter, hit me with something, bro. I'm waiting. I didn't talk about plus minus. I didn't talk about any of that. I said analytics, Peter. Come on, hit me with something. Turnovers are bad, and there's also two different types of turnovers when you get the ball stoppage. You can get your defense ready, and worse, the turnovers where the team gets a fast break and easy too. You're 100% correct on that. 100% correct. I would like to see a line put up with Giddy, Coby, Modest at the 3, Sticks at the 4, and Vooch. I feel like our rebounding numbers would be way better. Could be. Imagine if we drafted Queen over Noah. Yeah, if we drafted Derek Queen over Noah Essengate, Derek Queen would be in the G League right now, putting up triple doubles and not playing a lot of minutes. That's exactly what would happen. Vooch is good. You two armchair dropped 23 different analytics that prove Vooch has been playing bad. Wow, you're being so harsh on Vooch. Exactly. To me, yes, Vooch gets double-doubles, but imagine if he gave more effort and stuff like blocking shots and more defense, like you said, Pat. And Pat said, you can't teach effort. That's why he's soft to me. And I can feel that. When I hear soft, I think of like, oh, a player that he shies away from physicality. Vooch doesn't really do that. But in the sense that like he doesn't give that effort, he doesn't try to lock in, I can give you that. I can give you that for sure. I agree, Hayes. You think Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron never dribble the ball off their foot? They do for sure. Yeah. Do you think they never try to take 3-on-1 on a fast break? They do, and they failed at times in doing that. Barely beating the Hornets is crazy, but a dub is a dub. Definitely a little more effort from our boys tonight. Exactly. And it's not the type of dub where we need to be like, oh, my God, the Bulls are back. We're going to go on a winning streak. Nah, but it's good. It's good to get a win, especially after a long losing streak. It's good to get a win. Hopefully the guys learn to build off of this, and hopefully it gets them back confident and stuff like that. Let's hope so. Hayes, it's funny to me how the two centers who aren't known as rebounders out-rebounded one of the best centers. I mean, Vooch is one of the best rebounding centers, has been over his career, but now, I mean, he's just not. Miles looked a bit lost out there today. 0 rebounds for him just can't happen. Damn, I didn't even realize Modest had 0 rebounds. That's crazy. Yeah, he did have 2 blocks, though. Every player got a fan willing to die on a hill. It's hilarious. Get some help. It's over. Get Vooch out of here. He just ain't the guy for this team. He'd be a great backup for a contender. I don't even know if that's – I used to say the same thing, Vaughn. I don't even know if that's the case anymore, bro. Like, Vooch is playing very bad. Now, I know people have the conspiracy theory. I don't even know if it's fair to call it a conspiracy theory. But they have that, oh, my God, like Vooch just wants to get out of here. But it's like you're not getting out of here if you're playing like ass. Like, I think most people would be able to realize, like, if a player wants to get traded, the only way to make other teams want you is to show that you have some value to them. What Vooch is looking like right now is a player that's old, washed, and bad. Like it's bad. So yeah, man. I just don't know. I don't know. We have to ask the questions now. What made Billy do this with Vooch all of a sudden? Not hating, but wanting to know the reasons why today. What made sit Billy today of all the games than before? Because this is the first game where we had Jalen Smith and Zach Collins healthy. I really think it's that simple. And I'm not trying to like oversimplify your question. I just really think it's that simple. I think that the reason why Billy Donovan felt confident is because he had two centers now that can come in if for some reason Zach Collins gets in foul trouble or whatever. I think that's it. And I think that Billy Donovan just trusts Zach Collins more than he trusts Jalen Smith. But now that you had both those guys there and they both were playing well today in different ways, I think that's the answer to that question. I don't know if we see Vooch sit if we don't have both Jalen Smith and Zach Collins healthy today. I don't think Vooch playing ass on purpose. He looks angry at himself. A lot. That's a sign that he just don't got it anymore. He's shooting blanks. Can't hoist the Manis. But yeah, I mean, and age is the thing that's is undefeated, right? It catches up with all of us in different ways. And maybe at this point, it's just that age is caught up with Vooch. Maybe that's it. So, that could very well be the case, y'all. But that is my time for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. The Bulls get a dub, man. We will be dropping a mailbag episode tomorrow as we do every Saturday. So I'll leave the voicemail down for you guys on that one. I appreciate you guys so much. And all the support, because even throughout this losing streak, even throughout the Bulls not playing for 4 days, the channel has been doing the best that it ever has, and that's because of you guys. You guys can follow us at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, and that's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, stay safe, go Bulls, and always see red, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.